Hi, I'm Sasha and I work in the product communications team at Esri UK. Today, this short how-to video is going to take you through how to get started with ModelBuilder in the web. So first off, here we are in our map viewer pane, and you can see that I've already got some data points loaded into my map. And these points are representing cities across the UK. I've also got a nice mountainous polygon here to represent Scotland. And this is going to be part of my ModelBuilder run through for you today. So first off, to find ModelBuilder, you're going to head to the Analysis tab on the right hand side of your pane. And here you'll find ModelBuilder in its public beta. Now, if you haven't used ModelBuilder before, it's essentially an interactive canvas for building out your analysis workflows by chaining together data from your map or from the Living Atlas with analysis tools to produce outputs, feature layers, or intermediate data layers. Now, ModelBuilder is really useful for streamlining your analysis workflows and is also useful for sharing with other colleagues so that they can use your same workflows as well. So today, my aim with ModelBuilder is to create a buffer of, let's say, 20 kilometres around my Scotland cities. The first thing I'm going to need to do is connect a session, and this may take a few seconds, but you must connect a session to be able to run any analysis in ModelBuilder. Now, ModelBuilder does use credits. Credits are the currency used across ArcGIS Online, and you will get an estimation of how many credits you're using as your time elapses. And that's because ModelBuilder uses credits in a session-based way. The analysis tools you're using inside ModelBuilder do not charge extra unless they are premium tools. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit Create Model, and I'm going to give this a title, Scotland Cities 20 kilometres, and save that. And then you'll see my interactive canvas will appear here. So I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. So it's pretty blank right now. The first thing I need to bring in is some data. So I'm going to head to the Add Data tab and select Add Layers from Map. And here I'm going to pull in my cities points and my Scotland polygon. And this is fully interactive. You can move these around or zoom in and out and just make it a bit easier for you to see what's going on. Now I'm going to add in my first tool, and because I first want to find out which of my UK cities overlay over my Scotland polygon, I'm going to head to the Overlay Layers tool and add that into my canvas. And when this appears, it will automatically appear with its output as well. But this is grayed out, which suggests that I need to do some manual drag and drop of my inputs. And then my tool should turn yellow and my output should turn green. There we are. And that just shows that that tool would be ready to run. Now here I could run this tool and I could produce the overlay as a individual feature layer, which would be it would show just my Scotland city points. But the beauty of ModelBuilder is that you can create intermediate data layers by feeding this overlay into another tool and then producing an output at the end. And that just saves a bit of time and really streamlines your workflow. So the next tool I'm going to add in is my buffer. And again, this will appear on my canvas with its output. So I'm going to chain up my previous output into my next buffer, select input, but we can see this is still grayed out, so that suggests I've got some extra parameters I need to edit, which I can go into the Open tab to do. I'm going to put in my distance value of 20. My units is already set to kilometres and I'm happy with my overlap policy. This time I want to create a hosted layer, and I'll call this Scotland City Buffer 20 kilometres and confirm that. Now, once my whole model is coloured in, that's when I can then go ahead and run. And I'll pull this down just so we can see what's going on above. So this may take a few seconds, but as your model is running, green ticks will appear in your different inputs and tools and data layers just to show that everything is going smoothly. So here we are, we can see that my model has been run and my buffers have been produced around my Scotland cities. Here we have the feature layer as well that has been created, and I could go ahead and style this however I wanted to. Make sure if you're wanting to save your model, you hit the save button so you can pull the model out again whenever you need it, and then remember to disconnect your session just so that you're not using up unnecessary credits. If I wanted to share this with a colleague, I could then do that by hitting the 3 buttons beside my model and going to share model. So that's the end of this how-to. I hope you learned something new about ModelBuilder. See you next time.